You'll notice your tension is right here on the screen, and it's set for 4.6 when you're in the woven medium fabric. You're going to find that as you pick different stitches though, this tension will change. So for example, if we go over to our buttonholes, so let's do 25 here, row 1, you'll notice that the tension will be reduced. Do you know why? For a satin stitch buttonhole, we want those threads to pull to the back side, and that definitely does the work for you. So if the tension on the top is looser, then the bobbin thread is tighter and it can roll those stitches to the back. I've also noticed that usually on decorative stitches too. Let's just pick something from row 4, let's do stitch 1, and notice what the tension is. It's not at 4, it's at 3. So once again, those stitches are going to form just great. Now this tension is kind of preset for when you have the same weight of thread in your needle as you do in your bobbin. So what if you change things up? Maybe you have a heavier thread in your needle, a thicker thread, and you don't want to have that thicker thread in your bobbin. Well, now all of a sudden the top is going to be tighter. It's going to have more resistance. So all you would need to do, if you're seeing any of your bobbin thread coming up to the top when you're doing any stitches, or if the stitch just doesn't look balanced on a straight stitch, it's supposed to look like you can't tell which side you've sewed from, the front or the back. So again, you can reduce this down. Now notice how small of increments it's reducing down, like 0.2 change in the setting. So if you were at 3, which it was, because that's the non-highlighted number, once I change it, do you notice things highlight once you've gotten off the default setting? What you want to do is not just touch it once, but go down a whole number. That will indicate, or at least let you see if you've changed something. So if you think it's tension is your issue, you've got the right thread, a quality thread, your needle's correct for the thread thickness, your machine is clean, everything's threaded correctly, and you're just not getting the link to show where it needs to be, like on the back or nice and balanced. That is when you're going to adjust tension. But keep in mind, tension is not always the problem. So make sure all those other things are properly adjusted before you go over here and start messing with the tension. Now, if you can't remember where normal was, all you have to do is go up a stitch and back a stitch, and that will bring you back to the default setting of the stitch that you have picked. So remember, tension isn't always the issue. Don't blame the machine for tension problems. After you have checked everything, make sure that it's all been properly set, then you can adjust the tension.